ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. I have two questions that I want to ask. And they're very simple. If you know anything about Manager Marty, publicly or privately, you know I like keeping things very simple. I like avoiding complications when necessary. So let's keep everything simple. Just two questions. Question number one. Is Terrence Bud Crawford a part of the snack program? Question number two. In Terrence Crawford's last 3 fights, do you believe that the benefits of the snack program are working? Now, what's the purpose of me asking those two questions? Because if your answer is yes to those two questions, you might not like this, but that means we stand in solidarity. That means we actually agree. We agree with each other. So why do I have to answer these comments in my comment section, in my chat, and when I'm on other interviews about undertones? Why? You agree with me. You are in essence saying the same thing that I'm saying, that the snack program works. So what's the problem? What is this really about? I noticed something since I've been on YouTube now for 8 months or something right now, somewhere around there. Okay. I noticed something. That a lot of the fan bases on YouTube, when it comes to the sport of boxing, you're not fair. A lot of you fans are not fair. This is who this video is about. You. Yeah, you. I see you watching me. You. It's about you. Because you're being a hypocrite. There's certain hypocrisies in our democracy. And I'm going to give you one right now. You remember I had Rick Glaser on my channel, don't you? You know when we had that dialogue, what was that, 2 weeks ago or somewhere around there? Right, him. We know that Rick Glaser is a white man, nearly 70 years old, or he's in his late 60s or somewhere around there. You know I'm not over the age of 40 years old. I'm black. You know Rick Glaser is white. Okay, we got those two facts on the table. Right? Rick Glaser says some very demeaning, very, very demeaning, highly insulting, and humiliating things to me publicly in front of the entire world that was watching live, and even those that are obviously watched the replay of the live. And you know what's interesting about that? Some people did not have a problem with that. Certain black people also did not have a problem with that. And some of the black people who did not have a problem with the way that this man spoke to me, right? Who didn't have a problem with it. Some of them call themselves pro-black, acting like they're social activists when we talk about race relations. Yeah, it's a lot of people that was in my comment section who I know, always talking about race relations, right? About the disparities in this country between white people and black people, right? I'm not pro-black, so this don't have nothing to do with me. I'm just using this as a reference, right? So them same people, right? They didn't see any quote unquote undertones and how and what Rick Glaser said to me, right? How he said it and what he said to me. They didn't find or hear any undertones. But those same people, they hear all these undertones when I say the snack program. Oh, y'all can hear undertones when I say snack program, but y'all can't hear no undertones when Rick Glaser said what he said to me and how he said it to me. Stop being a hypocrite. Because here's the thing about it. When Victor Conte does interviews in the past and even now, particularly in the past, he has come on record, and don't let me roll the tape. He's come on record. And you know what he said? He said, Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, and I'm quoting this man, his words, not mine. Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, have been using illegal drugs and steroids his entire career. That's what Victor Conte said. Victor Conte also tweeted and said, Memo Heredia is in the camp of David Benavidez. Be aware of him because smart cheaters know how to circumvent VADA testing. And he said that in February. And none of y'all, yeah, I'm talking about you, none of y'all went on social media and said nothing about him saying that. And this is how I know. This is not insinuation. This is how I know. Because I'm the one, or at least one of the ones on YouTube, I put that tweet up on the screen, right? And I did a short segment on that. And I interviewed Caleb Plant's trainer, right? Breadman, and asked him about the VADA testing. Yes, I did. Know why? Because Victor Conte put that tweet out. And we wasn't sure if VADA testing was going to be administered in this fight with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Right? Okay, then. Yeah. But I didn't see people in my comment section mentioning anything about what Victor Conte said about Memo Heredia. I didn't see people in my live chat when I talked about that say anything about what Victor Conte said about Memo Heredia or any undertones, right? All right, then. Stop being a hypocrite. Stop picking and choosing when you want the rules to apply. If you're going to be one way, be that way all the way. You want to hear undertones when I speak? You better make sure you apply that same rule to hear undertones when everybody else speaks. Yeah. And I like being the bad guy. I love when y'all target me. Ask anybody that know me personally. I'm the king of controversy. That's what people call me. That's not something that I call myself. The bottom line is this. Y'all pick and choose when you want things to be applied. I'll give you another reference. When I was right about everything that I said regarding Terrence Bud Crawford in the buildup of this fight between him and Spence, way before this fight was even renegotiated, I said what Terrence Bud Crawford needed to do to secure this fight with him and Spence. And you fans did not come and say, man, Marty, you were right. I don't need none of y'all affirmations or praises. You can ask anybody that know me personally, right? But the point that I'm making is this. You wanted me to come out and say, I was wrong because I thought Spence was going to win. But y'all was the same ones that didn't want to come out and acknowledge that I was right. But you want me to come out and acknowledge that I was wrong. Which one is it? Stop being a hypocrite. And y'all only doing this because y'all Terrence Crawford fans. If I come out and say that Willie Monroe Jr. tested positive for a substance which was illegal, right, in 2018, facts, you know what y'all gonna say? Let me tell you what y'all gonna say, some of you fans. That's exactly what y'all gonna say. Nothing. Y'all not gonna say nothing. Oh, but if I say the SNAP program works, Crawford on all of a sudden now I'm the bad guy. Stop being a hypocrite, man. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to be one way, be that way all the way. If you want to talk about undertones, you guys say that about everybody else when they do interviews. Yeah, scrutinize everybody's words. Don't just scrutinize my words. I'm just saying if you want to be effective in your communication methods. Do that all the time with everybody. Don't just do that, Manager Martin. Don't do that. Because when I was right, you know what certain people said? And there's a guy that came on my panel and said this. Oh, you want the credit because you was right? No. But it would be nice to hear you acknowledge it publicly since you on my panel and you want to acknowledge all the stuff that you don't like that I say about Crawford. Acknowledge when I did something. You know what this reminds me of real quick? It reminds me of when we was in school. You ever had a teacher who only pointed out when you did something that they didn't like or when you broke the rules and when you did something wrong? Oh, that teacher was so quick to tell you how much you did wrong, right? Or you probably was right, but in her eyes or his eyes, as the teacher, was wrong. Bottom line is they always acknowledge when you did something wrong. But when you got that B on that test, when you got that A on that test, you didn't get no public praise. You didn't get no public or private affirmation, right? All right, then. That's what I'm saying. I don't want praise from none of y'all. Because guess what? I don't idolize men. I don't praise men. I praise God. And y'all know that. Bottom line is this. If you're going to scrutinize every little thing I say, just make sure you do that with everybody else when they interview. Yeah. For example, you're going to criticize me for pointing out a contradiction that Terrence Crawford himself make. But then when Terrence Crawford make the contradiction, you don't say, yeah, Crawford did contradict himself. Which one is it? It's just my little 2 cents I wanted to put in on that. Now comment on that. Comment on them two. Yeah, don't even worry about what I'm saying. Just answer them 2 questions in the comment section below. I love to hear your feedback. And guess what? I'm going to respond to every comment. I'm going to respond to every single comment on this video. Every single one. But here's the caveat to my response. You got to make sure you answer them 2 questions first. If you don't answer them 2 questions that I asked in the beginning of this, I'm not responding to your comment. No. Nope. I want you to answer the 2 questions because I like feedback and engagement, right? Answer them 2 questions. I'm going to remind you of the 2 questions again. In the comment section, let's engage in dialogue over this. Is Terrence Crawford a part of the snack program? That's question number 1. And question number 2. In the last 3 fights that Crawford performed in, do you think that the snack program benefited him? And guess what? Since I have to keep qualifying this on YouTube, all of a sudden people don't know what yes or no questions are. Those 2 are yes or no questions. Just answer those 2 questions in the comment section below. And let's have a conversation.